The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, is the central bank of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, responsible for the regulation of monetary and financial sector policies. Established by the CBN Act of 1958, the CBN's mission is to ensure monetary and price stability, promote a sound financial system, and act as a catalyst for sustainable economic growth in Nigeria. Let me present to you the list of CBN governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria from the past till the present. Number 1. Late Roy Pentalo Fenton. Date in office, July 24, 1958 to 24th of July 1963. Number 2. Late Alhaji Aliyu Maibornu. Date in office, July 25, 1963 to June 22, 1967. When the central bank started operations in 1959, he was seconded to the Central Bank of Nigeria as an assistant secretary. He rapidly rose through the ranks from assistant secretary to deputy secretary, then secretary. In 1962, he became the first Nigerian to be appointed deputy governor. He eventually became the governor of the central bank in 1963. Number 3. Late Dr. Clement Nyong Isong. Date in office, 15th of August 1967 to September 22, 1975. Yakubu Gowon appointed Isong governor of the CBN in August 1967, an office he held until September 1975. 1. He headed the CBN during the Nigerian Civil War, July 1967 to January 1970, and during the subsequent oil boom. During his tenure, Nigeria avoided running up unsupportable debts. 4. Malam Adamu Siroma. Date in office, September 24, 1975 to June 28, 1977. Adamu Siroma, who was one of the National Party of Nigeria, NPN, presidential aspirants in 1979, is also said to be one of the founding fathers of the PDP. He was briefly the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Number 5. Late Mr. Ola O. Vincent. Date in office, 26th of June 1977 to June 28, 1982. Vincent was Senior Assistant Secretary in the Nigerian Ministry of Finance, 1959 to 1961, and then moved to the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, as an Assistant General Manager, becoming a General Manager at the CBN from 1963 to 1966. He later returned to become the Governor of CBN in 1977. Number 6. Late Alhaji Abdulkadir Ahmed. Date in office, June 28, 1982 to September 30, 1993. Ahmed was appointed the governor of the bank on June 27, 1982 and retired on September 30, 1993. He held office for over 11 years during democratic government of Shehu Shagari and the interim government of Ernest Shonkan, and the military regimes of Generals Muhammadu Buhari and Ibrahim Babangida. Number 7. Dr. Paul A. Agwuma, OFR. Date in office, October 1, 1993 to May 29, 1999. Agwuma was appointed governor of the CBN in September 1993, taking office on 1 October 1993. 1. At the time of his appointment, the bank was struggling to manage foreign exchange resources. Both debt and inflation were high. While he was in office, Agwuma was unknowingly involved in a massive fraud totaling $242 million. A group of fraudsters, one of whom posed as Agwuma, convinced a senior officer of a Brazilian bank to pay this amount to fund a fictitious contract with the Ministry of Aviation. Number 8. Chief, Dr. Joseph Oladipo Sanusi, Con. Date in office, 29th of May 1999 to May 29, 2004. Sanusi worked first as an accountant in England, then with the Board of Customs and Excise in Nigeria. He joined the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in 1966 as a deputy manager. He became a departmental director in 1977, chief executive of the Securities and Exchange Commission, 1978 to 1979, executive director, monetary and banking policy, 1979 to 1984, and Deputy Governor, 1988 to 1990. Sanusi left the CBN to become Managing Director and Chief Executive of United Bank for Africa, 1990 to 1992, then Managing Director and Chief Executive of First Bank of Nigeria, 1992 to 1998. He was also Vice Chairman of Nigeria Merchant Bank and Chairman of Banque Internationale du Benin. Number 9. Professor Chukwuma C. Soludo, CFR. Date in office, May 29, 2004 to May 29, 2009. Soludo, the professor, joined the federal government in 2003. Prior to his May 2004 appointment to the bank chairmanship, he held the positions of Chief Economic Advisor to former President Obasanjo and Chief Executive of the National Planning Commission of Nigeria. In January 2008, in a speech to the Nigerian Economic Society, he predicted consolidation in the private banking industry, saying, by the end of 2008, there will be fewer banks than there is today. Number 10. Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, C.O.N. Date in office, June 3, 2009 to February 20, 2014. In 1985, Sanusi was hired by Icon Limited, a subsidiary of Morgan Guaranty Trust, and Barings Bank. He joined the United Bank for Africa in 1997, working in the bank's credit and risk management division, and rose to the position of general manager. In September 2005, Sanusi became a board member of the First Bank of Nigeria as an executive director in charge of risk and management control and was appointed Group Managing Director, CEO, in January 2009. He was also appointed CBN Governor in 2009 by the Senate after a nomination from Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. Number 11. Sarah Alade. Date in office, February 20, 2014 to June 3, 2014. Alade commenced her working career in 1977 with the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, Ilorin, Kwara State. Alade has served on the teams on major economic policy studies and has been involved in the preparation of Central Bank of Nigeria's monetary and credit policy proposals over the years. Number 12. Mr. Godwin Emefiele, C.O.N. Date in office, June 3, 2014 till date. Emefiele served as Chief Executive Officer and Group Managing Director of Zenith Bank plc. Emefiele served as Deputy Managing Director of Zenith Bank plc since 2001. He served as Executive Director in charge of corporate banking, treasury, financial control and strategic planning of Zenith Bank plc and had been management team since inception. Please like, share, and subscribe for more history from across the globe.